Yeah, welcome guys. Thank you for coming along to Newham today. We've got the fantastic project here to get on with. I appreciate all of you have given your time to come and help us on this project. So the project here is to deliver upgraded gardens for the NHS at Newham. It's been about 8 garden areas that we've had here. Now they're in a bit of a poor state. They hadn't been maintained, probably got a little bit old and tired.
It was my idea to do a Tranquilty garden, originally intended for Nightingale, but when that was mothballed, we decided to put it into its permanent home across the Barts Health NHS Trust into Newham.
There was actually a discussion within ground control that said, well, how can we help more directly those who are on the front line helping us and supporting us in our time of need? And that's where the idea came about for a Tranquilty garden to help nurses, doctors, key workers who are at the front line working incredibly hard in very, very difficult conditions. And we know at ground control that open spaces help clear the mind, help gain peace. So we thought, no, this is exactly what we want to do.
It was relatively easy actually to source funds and get our suppliers on board. As soon as they heard about our industry doing something for the NHS, everyone wanted to support, which was amazing. This was just our way of delivering something back to the local communities.
This definitely differs from my day-to-day job. I am in finance, seeing everybody and coming from different departments and, from field teams to directors to managers, seeing everybody come together like this. It's just such an amazing project and I'm so pleased to be part of it.
We did a lot of unloading of vehicles, positioned 3 absolutely enormous geranium planters by the west entrance of the hospital. And then we've unloaded and transported through the maternity ward a number of wooden planters and the soil to go into those.
Today I've mostly been putting flowers from one garden to the other, mainly using the wheelbarrow. I've also been doing quite a lot of weeding, kind of getting out all the moss from in between the cracks in the slabs, and mainly just kind of moving things around really.
We've had probably a volunteer army, a different lot of people here every single day, and we're working in a live hospital with COVID. And yeah, that's been quite difficult to manage. We've obviously had access issues, trying to get into the key areas, working amongst live wards. But yeah, everybody's worked so well. It's been a great sort of team effort. It's been great fun. It's been hard work, but yeah, I think it's gone very, very well.
I was absolutely privileged to be asked to work on this project, just to help and have some involvement for the NHS. I turned up early this morning, I formed part of the briefing, so I was able to give some advice. It's important to make sure that we follow the guidance, have the right PPE, and just make sure we follow and lead by example, and to make sure the NHS are proud of ground control for what we're actually doing. It's been an absolute pleasure to be involved and be part of the team.
We do a lot of work for ground control anyway, as a subcontractor, and my boss basically put our names forward to come do a couple of days. It's a nice thing to do for the NHS, give something back, especially during these times. They're working a lot harder than most of us are. It's nice to give something back.
Normally I'm in the office and going out seeing customers, so today's been quite refreshing. I've been putting benches together, helping lug a lot of the materials into the hospital so that the guys coming in tomorrow can start planting and cracking on making the garden look wonderful.
I think it's important for ground control to be involved in this because for us, championing outdoor spaces, championing the environment, biodiversity, and all of the benefits that come with that is incredibly important. In fact, it's core to our business. We care for the environment, and if we care for the environment, then the environment will be able to care for us humans, right? It showcases the skill and professionalism of my colleagues, who frankly are fantastic. And so for those reasons, that's why it's so important for ground control to be involved here.
almost like a family unit, so everybody gets to know everybody very quickly, because we've had a number of colleagues pass through COVID, and it was something that people wanted to remember and place to go to reflect and sit and think about it.
We've lost 2 drivers during this pandemic, and I think that, you know, this is nice. It's kind of a gift to the drivers to be able to come out here and reflect maybe.
So since we've had the space kind of brought back to life and refurbished, I think it looks absolutely amazing. We've got a perfect area for women to mobilise when they're in the early stages of labour, and for staff to come out here to, you know, still be at work, but getting a breath of fresh air. So we're really, really thankful to Ground Control and for everything that they've done.
It'd be a lot of watering for me to do, but I don't really mind. I appreciate their time and the effort of Ground Control to put it all together.
From a public health point of view, we know that access to green space aids recovery, it's good for health, and it makes people feel better. I think the Ground Control team have been absolutely fantastic. I met a few of the volunteers today, and people have worked clearly very hard, not just with their hours and their time, but with their hearts to make this commitment to the NHS and to Newham Hospital.
It doesn't feel like work because of what you're doing it for. It's just been so nice. I think it's just going to give them that little time out that we all need, but them especially.
Yeah, well, I think it's nice to, you know, after 5 days to finally complete the project and to have the NHS key staff come out and just, make the cake for us, bring us all lunch, give a drink and stuff, and say a few words. That was just, really nice to sort of see. And I think probably a few of the guys were pretty touched about that as well.
Me, this will be a legacy on the site. I've seen so many smiles on people's faces just walking through and seeing them and just giving me a comment. So all I can say is a big thank you to all the people that worked and all the donations that was given to us from the various organisations. And I can't even say good enough thank you.